Okay, good. So, just a thing about me. Oops, yeah. Yeah. Just, yes. Just a little about me for those who doesn't know me. Okay. I started at the Claris support in 1997, and in the UK, and I co-founded my company with my husband, Jean-Mathieu here, in 1908, and that's our little family there. So here is the agenda for the session. So first, I will do a little history about Studio, all the changes, how to start in Studio, and we'll see the hubs, views, and fields, and sync the data with FileMaker. So since the launch of Claris Studio in May 2022, there has been a lot of changes. So I made a list, and it's a bit too big, of the some key points I will talk about later. And there are, as Marie and Douglas said yesterday, about updates every month since the beginning. So there is a lot of updates and changes since, and there has been last week. The last one was last week. With the most important one was in September, when with the compatibility with FileMaker. So here we're going to start at the beginning with the sign-in. Sign-in, you have to use your Claris ID, your unique Claris ID, or your email address. If you don't have a Claris ID, you can you probably have received an invitation to join, and you can create your Claris ID with the your email address. When you sign in Claris Studio, you have two types of role. Manager role, you can do everything. You have access to the developer mode, and you can do everything: create, delete, and share views with other users, and you can also edit the data. So here is the two way of in developer mode on. You have access to create, and when it's off, it's just editing the data. There is the screen to share, to invite new users to share the data with, so the hubs and views and the data with other users. It sends an invitation, and here it's down there. We can't see a lot, but it's pending till the person accepts the invitation. And you have got then the member role. The member can only edit and input new data. So I forgot to tell you one thing. Originally, my session was 30 minutes, so and it changes on Saturday. So I will probably be. It won't last an hour, but I will have the time to answer questions. So, yeah. So this is on developer mode. What you can see, you can have access to the users here, and that's, you have the list of all the managers and the members. And when you log in as a member, it will show you what you see. So here is as a member when nothing is shared, no hubs or views are shared. So we're going to go back on the manager side, and here we're going to share the hub with a member, and when we go back, you refresh, and you will have all the hub you can edit, and you don't have access to the developer mode. So here you can edit and add data. Oops. So, hub and views. So, first of all, what's a hub? A hub is a group of views you can share with others. And the view is a way you want to display your data. So there's 8 type of views, plus the dashboard, because the dashboard, as Douglas said yesterday, it's a group of views. So it's a bit different. So we just go down all the views. So first, spreadsheet. From the spreadsheet, you can import and export data, and you can also access the revision history when you want to restore data. The form you had just for the Stefan has just presented earlier. That's the only view you can share publicly. You can also, as Stefan described, set some actions on objects to jump to different pages and show and hide objects. The list detail. This is the way of showing. So on the left side you have the lists of your records, and on the right side you have the detail of the record. The Kanban, Douglas talked about it yesterday as well, and this is mainly used for task management. List view is sort of summary, and you can group your records. Galleries to show images, videos, and PDF files. And timeline, you can use it as well as a task management, and the records are displayed on based on dates. And it's the same for calendar, and you can drag and resize the start date and end date. Now the fields. So you have 21 different types of fields. There's a lot of options you can set in the properties pane, and we'll see that in the demo later. So it's a bit So we have short text, long text, rich text, comments, number, drop-down list, checkboxes, single choices, date and time, and the rest of it is timestamp, phone, email, signature, the user calculation, currency, ranking, rating, which is the last one which was added last week, the attachment, and a special one is the address. So we are going to do a demo. First, the address field, which is a group of fields, as you will see. So here we are on a spreadsheet. Click on the plus to add a column, so a field. And when you want to add the address field, we don't see the save button. You have to click on save to register. And with the address, you've got all those columns: address 1, 2, suite, city, state, and zip. And when you want to delete a column, it deletes all the columns. So that can be useful when you need all of these, but you have to keep all of these as well. The second demo is what Stefan talked about, is the drop-down list from the values of a table. So here we got country table with the list of countries. We go on another spreadsheet view on another table. We add a column, so a field. We choose drop down. We choose, we type the name of the field. We choose table. We select the table in the list, so our country table. And here we click on add column. So because if you don't click on add column, it won't add your field. And here you find the list of your countries. And if we go back on the countries list and we add one, you have it like Italy. We will have it straight away in your list. And the next one is to create a calculation field. So still on the spreadsheet, click the plus, select calculation, put the name of your field, and you enter here the formula. So you have the list of the formulas. It's just like in FileMaker, when you type, you start to type, it will show you what function you have and what the an example and what are the parameters for this function. So you choose what you need. Here is to have the month of the start date, timestamp start. So here is November, and if we change, it will change. It will change. Any question? Just from now? No. Don't fall asleep, please. So we have the list of all the operators for the calculation and the correspondence with what you have in FileMaker and what it is in Studio. So that's the 2 pages on operators, and here you have the functions, the same, the correspondence between FileMaker and Studio, but some does not exist in FileMaker, and you have it just in Studio. You have them just in Studio. There are a lot, actually. So now we are going to show you the compulsory field you need when you create. So here we start from a spreadsheet. So we will create timeline from a spreadsheet already existing, a table already existing. And as you've seen, there's just one field in this table. So if you select timeline, Kanban, or calendar, you have compulsory fields because it's based on date. So you have to, you need a start date and end date. So it gives you the possibility to create here all the fields you need, and it's the same when you create it from scratch. So when you add columns, they are hide, and now when you enter the date, you will have them in your timeline. And when you create it from scratch, what I was telling you, it's the same. It creates automatically, when it's from scratch, it creates automatically all the fields, the needed fields. Next demo is what I was talking about earlier on. It's the way to set a condition to jump from a page to another page. So here we have a form with 4 different pages. So a start page and 5 actually, and 3 pages, 1 in French, 1 in English, and 1 in Italian. So if you can set a condition on the start page, so here we can choose drop-down list, and if it's equal to either French, English, or Italian, you will jump to the right page. So here's for the last one. And when we go on edit mode, when you choose in your drop-down French, it goes on French. Previous, and it's the same for English and Italian. And the next one. The next one is for the dashboard. So here we want to we need to add 2 columns because we want to add a graph in the dashboard. So we created 2 new fields and we populate the fields. And now we create the dashboard. The dashboard is you can only create the dashboard from the spreadsheet view. So here you select the fields you want to show. You have all those options. And all the type of chart. So here you have your chart and you can add objects. So you can add the list, the spreadsheet from the list of the data you want to show in your graph. So you hide all the fields you don't want to show. Resize, so reset as you want. And here is your dashboard. And you can edit directly, so if you want to change the data, obviously. It changes graph. And now we're going to show you the revision. As I said earlier, the revision is available in the spreadsheet. So when you are on the developer mode, you have access only to the properties of the fields, and when you are on developer mode off, so edit mode, you click on the arrow, and then you have here the revision, and you can show the revision history. So if you want to restore a data, either what has been put in FileMaker or in Studio because Anonymous is in Studio, is in FileMaker, and you can restore the version you want. So, sync the data with FileMaker. So since September, you can sync the data from Claris Studio with FileMaker Pro in an existing file, or create it from scratch, new field. But for that, you have to link your FileMaker with Claris Studio and your Claris ID. So you have to enter your Claris ID. I don't know if, you are all on the last, are you all on the last version of FileMaker, the 2023, or, because it's in the, well, yes, I presume. So, what you can, here is a list of the fields you can synchronize with FileMaker. Some of them are supported and some are not. It's the one that are not is rich text comment, user calculation, ranking, rating, and attachment. Sorry. So we are going to show you how to synchronize the data with FileMaker. So here we are, so in a table, an existing table. So first you have to sign in with your Claris ID in FileMaker. You can only sync one team per file. So now we go in the database and we can add what it's called a shadow table. So here you have all the team of your Claris ID. So you select one of them. You select the table you want to synchronize. And here it is. And you can do, so as it is a shadow table, you can do links and you can do everything what you do normally in FileMaker. And if you create one record, we'll see there, it's linked automatically in Claris Studio. But if you are on a layout that is linked to Claris Studio and some of data are added on Studio, you have to refresh here the layout and the record to have all the new datas from Studio. And here it automatically add a record ID. This record ID is only shown on FileMaker. You can't see it in Studio, but it's a field from Studio, which is always on Studio, but you don't show it, you don't see it. And here we have the record we created in the in FileMaker. So this is the resources. By the way, it's not the slides which are on the website, the link to download. So I will send the update. Do you have questions first, or do we show other demos? Yes.
Is there a possibility to adjust address component?
Sorry.
Sorry. Is there a possibility to adjust the address component to a more localized version?
Yes. What do you mean by localize?
Well, for in the US, there's zip code.
Yes.
Maybe like postal code or.
We can go. Can you go on the fields to show? Yeah. You can localize dates, currency, phone number. No zip code. No.
The element is fixed.
Right.
And you can't change it. I tried. You can't change it, so you have to do single fields and in the way you like them.
On the address field, when you've got all the 5 columns one at a time, you can't adjust them. You have to do it. You can do it when you choose date field, currency field, phone field, etc.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Yes.
I think I saw a way to log any data change in the fields. When you offer to revert the revision, would this be a way to log any data change of fields in FileMaker up in Studio and use Studio to log our data changes?
The problem is you can
I'm not
only
sure I
show
understand.
Studio tables in FileMaker, but you can't show FileMaker tables in Studio.
You have to create it first in Studio and then show it in FileMaker, and maybe then use the.
But then you've got the slower ESS connector between,
Uh-huh.
so you're losing all the advantages of FileMaker on the way.
Uh-huh. Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
So, are you ready? No, just the currency dates first of all, and after that delete. In Studio. The only thing still yet, which is annoying, is you get logged out quite quickly if you don't do anything on it. So, but they are working on it. Retype the password. Well, never mind. We can do the demo you wanted to show. Bon. Show the demo. So we have got one demo. When you delete a field, you can delete a field of a shadow table in FileMaker, but it doesn't delete it in Studio. So here you can delete. You have a message, and it says to restore deleted shadow fields, you can synchronize with the data source. So it's only when you don't want to show some Studio fields in your database, you can just delete them from the table and the graph. But here you can see they are still exist. And if we then go back on FileMaker, and we want to restore them, we just click on Sync, and they will appear again. So it's the state and record ID. When we click on OK, you will see the record ID goes straight on the layout, but the other ones, that's the only one, the record ID, which does that. All the other one you deleted, you have to put them back on again. So, we're going to try to sign in again. With mine. It's good. It's a good thing we recorded the demos, actually. Nope, nope, doesn't want to. So. Try on another navigator, maybe. Yeah. So, when you log in, you are always developer mode. It's the French version, so never mind. The developer mode is always off, so if you want to do something in structure, you have to put it into, so enable it. And if we go on the it's to show the different options of the fields of currency and dates. So we can go wherever we want. And here in the date format, we can choose the format we want. If we want the month, day, year, or day, month, year, or how we want to show it. And we can do default values by calculation. So since that's the really new, because it's the update was last week. And the same for the currencies. And you have the format you want to see it, so show it. Yeah. and that's good for the phone as well. So here you can format by countries. So so that's good. Do you want to show the for the number fields? We're going to show you, because when you select, I'm going to wait for the demo to start. When we select in, is it the one? When you create a date field and number field in Studio, you can choose the format. You want to display it, but you will see that when we go and when we synchronize on FileMaker Pro, there's option you can't change. So when we sync, we have the 2 new fields we added, and it's always numeric only. Number is always numeric only. So that's what you can't. So if you type non-numeric values, you will have the, and that's an option from Studio you can't change. So that's, and in comparison, the date, it is displayed as the format you choose in your FileMaker file, not the one you choose in Studio. So that's 2 different things. But it stays a date, it's still a date, but it displays, it's not displayed the same. Any more? Pardon? Any more questions? Yeah.
Okay. I think I maybe caught a glimpse on there. I've never used Studio before. I maybe caught a glimpse on there of auto enter. Is that something that is on there? I was thinking originally when you're saying that's my minimum set of fields, I was thinking, well, there's no key in there anywhere. How on earth are we going to deal with this if there's no key? That was answered when we saw the record ID. Yeah. But you know, I do like to put a UUID as an auto enter calculation. But
no, you have to do it. When you synchronize with FileMaker, you can add a calculation field to have the UUID from the record, but you can't do it. You can't have it, the UUID in Studio. It's just a record ID, like we shown earlier. No, it doesn't go in Studio, but you keep it in FileMaker. And every time you create a record, either on FileMaker or on Studio, you have the UUID in your FileMaker file. So you can do relation with this UUID if you want.
I was wondering, hello, sorry. I was wondering, do you have a use case, a client project you're doing in Studio right now, or?
We don't have anything to show actually, but we are using forms just for the moment for 2 customers of ours. Don't we have a demo? There's the last one with the pre-filled link, with pre-filled form, to share a pre-filled form to do we have it? Yeah. That's this one. You can so we are still on our forms with different languages, and if you want to share a specific form, you have the possibility to create a prefilled form link to go directly on the form you want to share and not the others. So here we want to share the French form, and when we click next, then we have the link to go directly on this specific form. So, and you copy the link and you send it to by email or whatever, or you put it on a website. But it's voilà. And so when we paste the link in the browser, then you go specifically on the form you wanted to share, the specific form.
With the pre-filled forms, can you take the data from another table?
Yes.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that the form view, I think, is the only one facing outward public.
Yes.
So data collection seems to be a really excellent use case for Studio, particularly solving the problem with WebDirect and licensing.
Mm-hmm.
So my brain starts to think, what did I turn off So I'm starting to think what else is possible. I could imagine polls. Oftentimes with polls, you see, well, this is what the results are. Is this something that can be exposed to the users filling out the poll, or is this limited to data views to the FileMaker owner?
Yeah.
You can not only share links to forms, but also to dashboards as well. So you create a dashboard and you share a link to the dashboard. We do that with EngageU evaluations, for instance.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not the same. Sorry, it's not the same way to share it, because you invite people to just the view you want to share. It's not with the link. It's not with the. It's not the same way of sharing, because what I explained at the beginning, you can invite people, users, by sending an email and an invitation to share different views of your data. So whatever views, but it's not. This one is not public. It's not public. It's a different way of sharing. You have to create a Claris ID to view all the other views. For the form, you don't have to connect with the Claris ID. Yeah. Yeah. You can. It's a public one as well. I didn't see the share link on the dashboard.
I'm sure.
I know, but it's not.
Go on dashboard. Dashboard.
Okay, thanks for filling
Because I wanted to do that with this one as well. I wanted to share it.
took it away. They took it away. Really? No, you should.
Yeah, no?
Because we shared our EngageU results with Claris, for instance, last
No,
year.
no. You can share it the same way as the form. You can share it with a team,
With a public link.
but not publicly. But
Okay.
you, but not anymore. I don't, you could, but not anymore. But if you, when you are a manager, you can invite different people. Even if they don't have FileMaker, they can create their proper Claris ID account, and you can share the views. So you create a hub and you put the views you want to share just with them, and they will have access to these views and these datas. But you're sharing.
Members, right?
They are all members. So
And not like the internet at large.
no.
Right.
But you just have those two roles, manager and member. So a member can view and edit the datas. We don't have yet, but it's in the pipes. We don't have yet a role just to as a view, like invited. So anyone else? So maybe you're not on the same you're not on the same team as us, maybe. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Look whether I find an old dashboard I
Yes.
I have to shout, so please be quiet. Oh, okay. If you go to hubs and then add a new view, there is some possibility for project management. Did you try
Yes.
these views out, and how was your experience?
We just create. We just create the. When you go back on, we created a project management. We created a hub with projects, all the sample files with the project management. But we didn't use it actually. We just create them to see how it was, but we didn't use it. But I think it's yeah. It's yeah. At the end. There's Kanban milestone. So, and when you can go in FileMaker after that. When you create a new file from scratch with studio data, they are also sort of sample file. Can you go on FileMaker? And create a new one. And as you're logged in with your Claris ID, you have Claris Studio sample here. So if you create this file, wherever, that shows you, that explains how to link and sync and make relationships and all this. That's new as well. So, just to begin with. So, that's it.
Thank you. Okay.